Hello friends at home. In this video I will be going over your chapter 5 math review page with you. This was not stapled in with the math pages in your packet. We put it in separately so that you would be able to have it in front of you, work through it, and then take a picture and turn it in. So it begins on page 195. It is pink at the top and it says here chapter 5 review. I'm just going to go through this with you. We'll do a quick review of all of the concepts so that tomorrow when we take our test, you will be ready to go. So number 1 says, which object is the shortest? Looking here, all of the objects start at the same point, so we can see quite clearly that C is the shortest. Moving on to number 2, it says which object is the longest. Again, they all start at the same point, so we can see the one that goes the furthest is the longest, and in this case, it's this purple one, so A is the longest. The most important thing when you're taking the test tomorrow is to make sure you're paying attention to what it's asking. While very quickly and easily you can say, yeah, that's the shortest. If you accidentally circle the longest, because you were assuming that's what the question was asking, you could get marked wrong for silly mistakes. So you want to make sure that you're reading what it's asking before you just put your answer down and assume you know it. So number 3 says order by length from longest to shortest. So we're going to start with the longest, that will be 1, and go to the shortest, that will be 3. And again, if you want to write first, second, third, you may, but Mrs. Hatkoff and I will accept it if you just write 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the longest is 1, so if they all start at the same, we can clearly see that this one here is taller than the rest, so that's number 1. And now the shortest is the one that is the furthest down, which we can see is here, so that will be number 3. And the one in the middle would be number 2. Okay, looking at the flowers now, it says order by length from shortest to longest. So now our shortest will be 1 and our longest will be 3. So here we can see this flower is the shortest, so that's number 1. This one is clearly the longest, so that will be 3. And the one that's in between or in the middle is 2. Down at the bottom, we're looking at measuring with a ruler. It says measure the length of the pencil. We can see that using the ruler, they started the end of the pencil with the first line on the ruler. Recall, we don't start with the end of the ruler, we start with the first line of measurement. And we can see here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 inches. This pencil is 6 inches long, so you can fill in the bubble for number 6. Okay, we can turn our review page over now. We're going to estimate. Remember, an estimation is an educated guess. We take the smart knowledge that we have in our brain and we use that to make a guess, and it has to be a guess that makes sense. Excuse me. So it says estimate the length of the picture. So looking here at this domino, you could guess if we were using our cubes, it looks like it's probably about 1 cube. Okay? If we were to say 5 cubes, that would be way too long, okay? So we're going to guess it's about 1. Excuse me. And number 7 says estimate the length of the picture. So we're going from red line to red line. That's from the one side to the other. And if we were using paper clips, an estimate, we guess, probably maybe 1, 2, or maybe 2 or 3. Okay, so if you said 2 or 3 paper clips, either of those would be acceptable. If you said 1, that would be not a very good estimate because it's obviously bigger than 1, and 4 would probably be way too many. Okay? And now looking down here at the bottom of the page, it says compare the lengths, write shorter or longer. So we're comparing the lengths between the pencil and the paintbrush. And what you can do to help compare those lengths, if you have a piece of paper, or you can even use the edge or the back of another page you've been working on, if you line it up, okay, so here is from end to here is the length of my pencil. And now I'll compare that to the length of the paintbrush. And I can see that the paintbrush is longer, so the pencil is shorter. You can either write the word shorter, or you can write an S Either one is acceptable. Just make sure you write clearly so that we can read it. Okay, we'll do the same thing again, comparing our ribbons. This ribbon begins at the end of my paper and it goes to here. And when I compare that to the green ribbon, if I start at the end, I can see that the green ribbon is clearly shorter. So this orange one is longer than the green. And now it says circle the one that is shorter. We can look here and see. Some of you can tell just by looking. If you need to use a piece of paper to compare the lengths, you can do that. Starting at the end, going to here. And when I compare it by starting at the end, I can see that this pencil ends sooner, so this one is shorter. I will circle the shorter pencil. So the biggest thing to remember tomorrow when you're taking your test is to pay attention to what the question is asking. Is it asking for the shortest? Is it asking for the longest? Okay, as long as you pay attention when the questions are being asked, think through the questions and take your time, you should do great on your test tomorrow. Okay? All right, boys and girls, see you later.